Hi, it's Wayne Bell with Log Home Care. Thank you for coming back to another session of You Ask, We Answer. Many times the phone rings, a homeowner will tell us they think they've found a spot of rot on their log home. First of all, let's put it in perspective. What rot is Mother Nature trying to decompose the wood that your home is built from and take it back to the soil. Mother Nature is very effective in this role. If a tree falls in the forest, the UV rays of the sun boil through lignin, which is the organic glue that holds wood fiber together. And when that's decomposed and exposes the underlying wood cells to water, the water is absorbed, rot grows, and the net effect is that downed tree becomes compost on the forest floor. Very efficient way to take care of the waste in the world, but Mother Nature doesn't know the difference between a tree in the forest and your living room wall. So let's talk about finding rot spots. If you have an area that you're suspicious of, there's a couple of things that we need to identify pretty much right away. If you tap on the log with your knuckles, much like you're selecting a cantaloupe at the grocery store, and it sounds hollow, or if you push on it with your fingers and the wood is mushy, there's a high probability there's some rot activity in the log itself. Obviously, if you see the face of the log with damage or it's missing or log ends are falling off, that's a pretty good indication we have a problem with rot. Stopping the bleeding on the log rot is essentially going to mean trying to keep the area dry until it can be repaired. What we like to do is buy heavyweight contractor trash bags, they're usually black, and cut them up to make black material that's thicker than average plastic. And with that material, you can seal off the area that's affected at the top and at the sides, leaving the bottom open. The black plastic acts as a passive solar collector, absorbs the sun's rays, while the log itself is kept dry from falling precipitation of any type. And by keeping the bottom open, there's an air exchange to begin the process of drying out the wood. So it's a little unsightly to patch up these areas with black trash bag material, but it does put a band-aid on the problem until we can get there to fix it. The more important step then becomes identifying why did it rot in the first place? Did the gutters back up? Was it a poor design? Was there a room air conditioner in that window that dripped condensation onto the sill? Do your best detective work to figure out what caused this to rot. We can fix the rot, but we certainly also want to address the cause of the rot itself. When it's time to repair the rot, we have three basic methods that we can use. They vary in complexity and consequently price. If the face of the log is in pretty solid condition and we're suspicious that there's rot activity inside the log, rather than extract the face of the log and do major surgery, if we catch it right away, we can drill access points into the log and inject borate. Borate is an element on the table of elements that has the effect of killing anything that eats wood, but more importantly with your log rot, it kills the rot spores that allows the rot to live. So in all of the repairs, anytime we're working inside a log, you're going to see that we apply borate to kill the rot. This would be like going to the dentist and getting a filling without eliminating the rot behind it. We don't want the problem to come back. So borate is used to kill the rot. If the face of the log is intact and we have a hollow spot behind it, we might drill and inject elastomeric fillers or fiberglass products would be injected to build up the log behind the face and prevent further damage. Again, borate stops the rot. The elastomeric fillers or the fiberglass fillers that are injected simply rebuild or replace the wood that's missing. If the face of the log has been sacrificed, oftentimes we can replace just the outer half of a log. The construction of a log is such that the most dense wood is in the center part of the log. We call it heartwood. The softer wood is at the outer rings of the log, which is where the wood and the water meet initially. So since most water starts from the outside and works its way in, the outside of the log is the area that's generally sacrificed first when rot's present. It's very common that what looks like a horrible rot pocket will be contained to the outer third of the log. Many times it doesn't make it all the way to the heartwood. If the rot is contained in the outer portion of the log, we can plunge cut and remove or extract that entire section of rotted half log, fabricate a new one and replace it. In some cases, the rot will have extended throughout the log. In those cases, we have to support and jack up the logs around it, remove that log, fabricate an entire log, and do a whole log replacement. So now we've determined that log rot can be addressed, particularly if we catch it early, particularly if we can eliminate the source. There are many methods we can use to resolve the rot issues. Contact us at Log Home Care, Log Home Care Online. I'm Wayne Bell.